glitch here, but welcome to the 14th of October, Coffee with Carl. It's great to be at the South Carolina State Fair. It's a beautiful day. It's a chamber day to be at the fair. And anyway, I'm looking at two places. Sorry. All right, guess what day it is? Well, is Chuck Whipple here? I don't see Chuck. It's National Be Bald and Be Free Day, aka Chuck Whipple Day. But as timely as it is to be at the State Fair, it's also National Real Sugar Day. And we didn't make this up, but it's also National Dessert Day. So we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. But glad to be here with y'all. A couple updates on just big national stuff, and then we'll talk about the fair. All right. National news this week. We got October surprises out the wazoo. I've been in DC all week, so I've been focused on DC stuff because that's national, international politics. But January 6th, craziness on the Hill yesterday. Big surprises there. Second surprise, whether or not the House is going to stay with Democrats, who's going to flip. Everybody thinks it's going to flip, which is, I would guess that's true. The question's on the Senate side. And I'm not even going to get into the Georgia Senate race or the North Carolina Senate race because those, I don't know about y'all, I'm getting more text messages on my phone in South Carolina about other races. We got to do some spamming stuff there. But big news out of the Fed yesterday, the 5% up and down yesterday, 5% swing, whatever you call it, on the stock market. Big banks pulling back. Their profits weren't as big this year. Interesting though, Citibank posted its earnings and Wells posted their earnings yesterday. They both lost year over year. Wells lost 51%. They're down from loan origination. And then Citibank's down 71% year over year for loan origination. What does that mean? That means nobody's buying any houses or anybody's borrowing a whole lot of money. I guess when rates go up 3 times what they more than double what they were a year ago, I guess that somewhat curtails loans, but it has started to hit Wall Street now. Also big news for retirees. The COLA, cost of living adjustment for Social Security this year, second highest jump of all time, 8.7% for next year. And that is a kind of it follows the trend of inflation, but it also is called Consumer Price Index for elderly. So it takes into more account healthcare pricing, food pricing, commodity prices, things that people have on a fixed income that they have to have. And so 8.7% for retirees, that's a big gain for them. Had some interesting conversations while I was in DC. We had the Federal Reserve out of Richmond came and spoke and talked about where we are in the economy and what they predict. Again, it's just a prediction, but they think we're going to see inflation still high relative to what we had. And so they try to get a 2% inflation rate. It's up to over 8%, but it's going to be a slow process to get that back down. Probably 2 to 3 years before we get inflation under control. I kind of knew that, but 3 years seems like such a long time. So anyway, we'll be playing this out for a while. Let's see what else I got. Hey, Louie, I'm sorry. I should have called it National Louie Jones Day, too. I don't want to just call out Whipple. So apologies to bald men and Be Bald and Be Free Day. All right. Local stuff. More indictments in Richland 1. The headlines were probably worse about the district having some issues cooperating with investigators. That's problematic and alarming. Let me speak about my DC trip right quick. Had a great time with Brian Taylor, who's chairing our military outreach committee meeting. meetings went with me. And we spent the day, 2 days up on the Hill, also meeting with folks from the Pentagon, talking about Fort Jackson, McIntyre. And I just got to thank our elected officials and their staff. They are so welcoming when we go there, but more importantly, very interested to see what's going on day-to-day wise at Fort Jackson and all the military installations around here, but willing to help, assist, and do whatever they need to do. And I can't thank them enough all the time. I got to remember to do that because it's not always like that. And so I really want to thank their staff for welcoming us, but more importantly, offering to help. So thanks to them. Speaking of military and big help, I got a special guest with me today, Nancy Smith with the South Carolina State Fair. Nancy they're one of our biggest supporters of our military. They host our military outreach meetings every other month. And so thanks for that. But really, thanks for having us today.
Well, I'm excited to be here with y'all. And when I was thinking about hearing you talking about the Army, military, we have a great exhibit here at the fair. If we can get to say that, your fair, your Army, right here in the Reef Building at the South Carolina State Fair.
Awesome. Right, so we've got a little friend. Max is right behind me. He's not paying any attention right now, but we're in the rabbit, pigeons, duck.
We're in the small stock building. We're in the small stock building. And you know, fairs roots are in agriculture. So we've got our little rabbits here behind us. So we say Max is backing us up right here. And I don't know how many of you can hear it, but wake up. In the background. So that's your chickens and roosters.
We got them covered. Y'all know I like little factoids. So the State Fair was actually founded in 1869 by the Mechanical Society of South Carolina. And for those that know this, some of them probably do, but the State Fair from 1869 to 1904 was held on Elmwood. So on state property that they had right on Elmwood Avenue. And so they moved to its current location in 1904. And since then, we've all been a staple, largest attraction in South Carolina, 500,000 visitors a year. We'll talk about scholarships in just a minute, but y'all do a great service to the state. But more importantly, it's fun. It's a lot of things and a ton of stuff to do.
It is. I think that's one thing about your South Carolina State Fair. So we were talking about the other day, what can you do at the fair? You know, you can go to other places, but you know, once you get inside the gates, of course, if you like to ride and eat, you can do that. There's plenty of that, and really, we'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment. But there are all kinds of exhibits on fairs. Roots are in agriculture, but if you want to see anything and everything that South Carolina is really all about, we have competitive exhibits like Max, or maybe the roosters, maybe some dairy cattle, beef cattle. If you like to sew, woodworking, flowers, art, student art, fine art, they're all exhibited at your South Carolina State Fair. We have exhibitors from every county in the state of South Carolina. So we're a big collage of everything that South Carolina is all about.
I really, really wanted to go to the cow building to do this morning. I thought there would be so many great storylines if we had the backside of a cow as the backdrop for this, but I opted to stay out of my high school days, and we came to the rabbit hall this morning. But we are thrilled to be here at right down from the Rocket. You got big attractions this year. You got some local favorites. BC Villanova played, I think last night. You got Henry's favorite band, the Tams, playing, and then you got Ranky Tanky, Grammy Award-winning artists from Charleston playing as well. What else you got this year?
Well, we have Your Fair, Your Army. Don't miss that exhibit in the Ruth Building. And then we've got a great exhibit from the National Guard at the south gate of the fairgrounds. We have a big, you know, we're all about, it's a lot of fun, but we always like to put a lot of education in that. So we have a really good exhibit in the Pantry Building called the Museum of the Moon. South Carolina ETV is helping together. Giant Moon is like you're up close and personal with the moon. It's very educational. You can hear some stories of the moon and educational facts about that. And then we have great roving entertainers. You know, we're in here with Max, and then at the fair, sometimes you come to the fair, you can't find anything like it unless you're at the fair. So we have Safari Sam, and Oscar the Strolling Ostrich. So you may see that at the fair if you're going around. Also, we've got some great little poodle dogs that are strolling. And then we have a new venue this year, the Academic Avenue stage, that's sponsored by Charisma Health, and we've got Rockland Road over there. In a few days, Dennis Lee, who's been with the fair for 40 years, will be on that stage. And Band Two Lizards, all kinds of fun stuff.
Well, you brought up education a couple times. Education's always been a big part of what the Mechanical Society actually founded was based upon, was the agricultural and the gifts that South Carolina has. But still to this day, y'all still do a lot of education. Talk about your scholarship program.
We do. That's very, very important. And I think one thing that's important for everyone that's listening today is that we're the South Carolina State Fair, but we're not state supported. That's a common misconception. We're a 501c3. Always like for everyone to know we're a self-supporting charitable organization dedicated to educating South Carolina young adults. And we do give $300,000 in scholarships every year to graduating seniors that attend an in-state school or university. And we're not just the Columbia Fair, we're the South Carolina State Fair. So those scholarships are awarded throughout the state of South Carolina.
That's awesome. Great. Thank you for that. All right, what else? It is on behalf of the folks at National Real Sugar Day and the National Dessert Day. Not only can you get fried Twinkies and Oreos, what else is on what's your favorite this year?
Oh, well, my favorite when I come to the fair, I like to get it really fresh and hot for our fish fry.
Oh.
Now they're back, that's a staple. I like mine with a couple of squirts of vinegar, a little bit of salt. They're really good. I can tell you, I've already tried them. But this year, because we have the Museum of the Moon exhibit, what better way to celebrate that than to have a fried moon pie? So you can have a fried mini moon pie, chocolate or banana, and that's on a stick. That's exciting. And we also have steak poutine sundae. And that's just a little bit, that's not ice cream, in case you're wondering. There's some fries in there with some nice gravy with some sirloin steak on it. And we have watermelon iced tea this year. That's good for South Carolina. Watermelon iced tea.
Now we're talking. All right, let me ask this. Tell me about for those that have not done it before, if you want to come out for lunch, we do this as a staff. But if you're in the Columbia area, you want to go and just grab food.
Great question. Yeah, I mean, great. Yeah, we actually, this is a little tidbit. The South Carolina State Fair started that program over 20-something years ago because we said people were asking, well, can I just come to the fair and have lunch? And so we started what we call our lunch program. And that is between the hours of 12 and 2. You can come to the fair, give us your $20 admission at the gate there. And then if you exit by 2 p.m., you get your money back, get your $20 back, but you've had 2 hours to come and enjoy all the yummy food and maybe see Max and a few other people while you're in here, catch a glimpse of some of the art. But it really has worked well. We've seen over the years, when you're coming out during between 12 and 2, you can see folks maybe in their coat and ties, the dresses and the heels. So we know it's working, and we're excited that we're bringing the folks from right downtown into the fair.
Rather ironic to come here for the fair for a fried dessert and then try to go back to work, but whatever. Good luck there. Anyway, it is fun that we've done that, and it's a great office outing for anybody that wants to take some folks, see a ton of things, but it actually is a great, on a day like today, to get out and about and walk around, come see it. So, all right, what else do people need to know about the fair? And then we'll open up for questions.
Okay, the fair is, the theme of the fair this year is To the Fair and Beyond. Okay, that's important. The dates are October the 12th through the 23rd, so we're 12 days of fun. But I think the theme says a lot about the fair because everyone knows we're in October, we're here for 12 days. But really, like we've already talked about, the scholarships, the difference that we make, and the legacy that we leave. But it's, I think right now in these days and times, I think we hit on something that's very important. It's just about the memories that we make and the traditions that people have at their South Carolina State Fair. And I think now more than ever, it's just important to remember that, to come out with your family and your friends and just have fun, just have a good time at the South Carolina State Fair.
Great. All right, I'm gonna open it up. Anybody got any questions or anything that for the good of the group.
Good
Hey,
morning,
yeah.
Carl. No questions per se, but just want to say in terms of, you mentioned Richland One. Richland One
Yep.
found the issue through internal processes and then turned the matter over to law enforcement.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make that comment.
that was the headline was worse. I'll say that. It was not a good headline.
All right.
Anybody else got anything good for the group today?
Hey, Carl, it's Mary Margaret with Easter Seals.
Good morning.
How are you? I'm so jealous you're at the fair. I'm going to have to head over there later this afternoon for lunch.
Good. I highly recommend it.
Yeah. Well, Easter Seals is in the middle of planning our biggest fundraiser of the year. Our golf tournament where the Players Club is going to be hosting us over there. If you have not been yet, it's a really fun time. And this is a great opportunity to maybe put together a team for, a little team building with your staff, or just come out and get to know Easter Seals a little bit better. It's going to be Sunday, November 13th, and we're looking for teams. So if you're interested or want more information, please send me a message.
Great. Why don't you put your contact information in the chat?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Cool. Thank you.
Hey, Carl, it's Craig here. Could you clarify for everybody's knowledge, veterans and active duty get in free? I missed the very beginning. I hope that wasn't already commented, but generally there's a policy of folks getting in for free. If that could clarify, people could tell their neighbors and people they know from Fort Jackson and such.
Thank you. Good question. Yes, this year we had free days for the military, active duty and retired, and their teams and all others with their ID do get in free. That was yesterday was Thursday, and the other 2 days are this coming Monday of the fair. That's free veterans, and then the last Thursday of the fair, which I think is the 20th. Those are all free admission days, military.
So they have to go on those specific days.
Those are the three free days, yes.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that for folks. The other thing, Carl, I just thank Colliers. They showed up here with 40 people, so I was a little bit late. I was walking around with some of them, but they're doing a day of service here, and they've got tree cutters and pressure washers. They've got all kinds of people doing stuff. So we're grateful to Colliers and LCK for helping us out today.
Man, that's awesome.
Hey, Carl. Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to publicly say thank you to, I see Anita and Rusty. The Minority Business Accelerator Program had their final presentations this week, and they did a fantastic job. And I wanted to remind everybody that the deadline for applications for the 2003 class is today. So if you know anybody, or if you yourself are interested in joining and applying, please go to our website and the Chamber's website and check the business development tab and submit your application. We'll be glad to have you. Thank you.
Well, I just saw Rosalind post something. I heard all the presentations went so great. I hate that I was in DC and missed it, but I'm watching the video this weekend. So thanks for your help there, Lynn. Lynn pitched in hard because Henry was out ill and I was out of town. So it does take a village around here. So thank you, everybody.
And also just a reminder, everyone, that if you are live in Richland School District 2, we have the Candidates Forum on Tuesday, the 18th of October. It will be at 8:30 at Archives and History on Park Lane. It's about 8 minutes from downtown, easy access. We'd love to have you come out. We have 4 positions open and 12 candidates. So great opportunity to get involved and make a difference. And then on October the 19th, the Wednesday, we have at 7:30 in the morning, a welcome breakfast for General Kelly out at Fort Jackson. Love to have you sign up, and both of those events are on the Chamber's website under events. So sign up, come join us.
All right. Well, listen, thanks everybody for joining this beautiful Friday in October. Come out and join your state fair the next few days. It is going to be a lot of fun. You have about 347 other days to get healthy. just come out, enjoy the fun, and bring the kids, ride the rides, eat the good food, see the animals. Nancy, thank you for everything.
Thank you for everything you do, and we appreciate the support of everyone at your South Carolina State Fair. Hope you can come out and have a good time.
All right, listen, we will be back here next Friday morning, 9 o'clock. Look forward to seeing y'all then. Thanks so much. Take care.